Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor. If you're new here, I recently gained quite a few subscribers, so welcome. I post all things a little bit witchy, paranormal, haunted history, occult mysteries, books, a little bit of whatever I want. So if you're into that vibe, come hang out. No pressure if you don't want to. I'm not gonna hate you. So today I have a video of my September TBR and the books that I read in August. I only read 2 books in August because I've been going through it, for lack of a better word. July and August have not been my month. It's August 31st right now as we speak, and I planned to already have this filmed and uploaded, but I wanted to wait until I had all the books. I have all of them except for one. Because it was a library book and I had to return it. But anyways, so we're just gonna get right into it because I don't want this video to be too long and ramble too much. But essentially, let's just start with the books that I read in August. So yeah, I only read 2 books, which is not bad, but typically I read 3 to 5 books in a month, but I get seasonal depression in the summer as well as the winter. It's not as bad in the winter. It's worse in the summer. Actually, no, it's 2 different kinds. Do you know? If you know, you know. I'm not a summer girly. I'm not. I'm a spring and fall girly. I can't do it. The heat makes me so lethargic. It makes me miserable. It's just it's just not fun. So anyways, the first book that I read in August was Starling House by Alex E. Harrow, and this book is so good. It's extremely atmospheric and it was everything I kind of wanted. I am not sure how I feel about the ending. I will say that the ending felt kind of I'm not too sure. I did also I kind of on and off listened to the audiobook and then read the physical copy, and I listened to the ending on the audiobook, and I kind of wish I didn't because I feel like it would have made more sense if I read it, because sometimes listening to audiobooks I black out for a few seconds and I stop listening or I zone out. But overall, I don't really rate books anymore, but I rated it a 4.5 stars. Still a really good book. Basically, we follow Opal and her younger brother, and they are kind of orphans. They live in this motel in this tiny town in Kentucky. I'm pretty sure it's Kentucky. And basically, Opal, she's a 20-something, and she's working so hard to provide for her and her brother and to save money to send her brother off to this really prestigious school so that he can get the life that she didn't. There's this house in their town called the Starling House, and it's kind of filled with all of this mystery and intrigue, and it's sentient. We come to find one day Opal decides to go up to the gates of this house, and she kind of zones out completely, and she just is so entranced by this house. She's had dreams about this house, she's had visions, and she's just so drawn to this house, and she doesn't really know why, and that's kind of a part of the mystery of the house. And eventually she ends up meeting the guy who lives there, who's her age, and they strike up a deal that she's going to be the house cleaner. And then things start going down. Things start happening, and it gets so intense at certain points. I really, really recommend it. If you like a kind of small town, kind of spooky, sentient, spooky house vibes, supernatural vibe, cryptid vibes, very good book. I don't know why I'm talking so weird, but it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the second book that I read in August, I get so giddy over. I love this book. This book altered my brain chemistry. I cannot wait until February when the second one comes out. I think it's February. And that is Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli or Ciccarelli. I have 2 copies. One's the library copy and one I just bought this today, the physical copy. I have no words for what this book made me feel. It's romantasy. It's YA, but if you're one of my younger viewers, I would still the characters are 18 and older, so it's more new adult. There's adult topics and stuff in it, so definitely 18 up, which I really think the new adult books should not be put in the YA section. That's just my personal opinion. But anyways, oh my god. So this book, the vibe that I've been telling everyone is it's like Bridgerton, but make them like witches and witch hunters. It's so good. And they live on this little island where witchcraft is like outlawed, and if you are sympathizing with a witch, or if you're harboring one or whatever, you can get sentenced to death as well. And there's this I think it's called the Blood Guard, and they're kind of like a troop that go out and like hunt down witches and purge them. Our main character, Rune, is a witch, but she does not want anyone to know because she obviously doesn't want to get killed. So she kind of goes around saving other witches from the Blood Guard, but no one knows that it's her, and she goes as the Crimson Moth. And it's just so crazy. It's very high stakes, like insanely high stakes, and it's enemies to lovers, sort of. Yeah, like it's enemies to lovers, and there's just, it kept me guessing. I was shocked right to the very last page. I experienced like every human emotion reading this book, and I read it so fast. It's like probably the most atmospheric book I've ever read, and I really love the magic system in this book. The magic system is like nothing I've ever read before. They essentially use like for their magic, and there's different types, like different levels of magic, different types of spells with different intensities. It's so good. It leaves off on like a really big cliffhanger, and I just cannot, I need the second book. I physically need it like I need air. I cannot wait. I don't know if this is going to be a whole series or just a duology, a duet, or a trilogy or something. Oh, yeah, a steamy game of cat and mouse between witch and witch hunter, played out against a backdrop of opulence, secrets, and bloody history. It's so good. You guys need to read this book. I have to return this one to the library, but I just like couldn't bring myself to until I had a physical copy, so now I do. And I really want to get the UK cover, because look, you're kidding. That is so stunning. I need it. So I'm just so happy with that book. Now, on to the books that I plan to read in September. Not too many. I hope I can make it through all of these. So the first one is In the Company of Witches by Orly Wallace. I got this from the library, and it's like the mass market paperback version. I started the audiobook today, actually, and I'm on chapter 6. I stopped on chapter 6, and so far it's like really interesting and really cute. I really love the vibes. Essentially, if you don't know what this book is about, it's kind of cozy murder mystery. Takes place at an inn. So there's our main character, Bryn, lives with her 2 aunts, and they run this little inn, this little bed and breakfast in their little small town. And one of this woman rents out the entire place to herself so that she doesn't have to deal with people, and she's just like a horrible person. She like drops dead, and they're trying to figure out what happened. And I'm again only on chapter 6, so I have no clue like where it's gonna go from here, but I've been wanting to read this book for so long, and I'm so glad that I finally get to. And I know there's a second book, and I've heard that the author is not going to be continuing the series, which is sad, but at least there's 2 books, so I'm enjoying it so far. And then I have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. My best friend just recently read this book, and they said it was like pretty decent. It's like a cozy, it's high fantasy but low stakes, so it's like a cozy fantasy. I don't really know what it's about at all, but I know everyone that's read it has just like loved it and said it was like a nice, fun, like cozy fantasy, high stakes book. And I know there's a sequel. I did try listening to the audiobook today on my drive, and it's narrated by the author, which I think is really cool. I think that's so special when authors get to narrate their own books. Next, we have this book, which I also have started the audiobook for because I do a lot of driving. I don't live like close to where I work, so I have like a decent commute every day, so a lot of it is audiobooks and podcasts. And Katie is recently read the first 2 books in this series. I almost bought the 3rd one today, but I haven't even finished the first one, so I decided not to. And she said that the audiobooks are really good and they're like a really good way to read it. So I started the audiobook, but I think I'm actually gonna read it because I'm getting a little confused. But anyways, that is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I have heard mixed reviews. I've heard you either love this series or you hate it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna love it. I'm loving the gothic vibe. I'm pretty sure it's like romantasy. Also includes witchcraft and witchiness, but look at this. Are you kidding me? Like, that's the prettiest thing I've ever seen, and I can't take this off, but the cover, I don't even know. I need this book in my life, but I want to read it before I buy it to make sure that I actually do love it. All I really know is our main character Signa, she has some sort of relationship with the personification of death. That's all I really know. Next, we have the book that I am going to be very slowly working my way through. I have put this book in a couple videos and I am reading it. I'm on chapter 6. I'm on chapter 6 of a couple books. That's interesting. But it's going to take me a long time. This book was my book club's book pick for the month of August, but it's taken me so long to get through, and I don't want to rush through this book, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I'm on chapter 6. I am slowly working my way through it. I don't want to push myself through this book. I want to slowly enjoy it so that I can, like, you know, really absorb the story, because I don't want to find myself rushing through it. So this is also, if you're part of my book club and you're watching this is also the book for September. I've extended it. We're just going to keep this the book of the month until I finish it. I told myself I have to read this book this year, so I am praying that I finish it sooner rather than later, because I've now owned this copy like since the book came out, so I need to get on it. But I'm really loving it so far. And last, this book is for a physical book club that I'm in my town, and it's like a witchy book club where we read like nonfiction books, and that is Psychic Witch by Matt Allred. I have had this book for a long time and never read it, and then I saw that they were doing this book for their book club, and so I was like, hey, can I join? And they were like, yeah. So that's what we're doing. I haven't actually been to a meeting yet because they keep getting canceled, which is kind of sad and frustrating, but essentially this is kind of like a beginner's guide to psychic abilities, kind of using that within magic and witchcraft if you're into that. And personally, because I've been kind of studying this and practicing this kind of stuff for the past like 6 years, consistently 6 years. So this is like kind of information I already know, but if you're a beginner, this is a really good book. So if you're interested in getting into this stuff, but you're a complete beginner, I actually really recommend this book. So that is all of the books that I have. They're all upside down, but that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I was so excited to put together my September TBR, and I feel like there's so many other books that I do want to read, but I just don't want to like put too much pressure on myself. So I'm just gonna start with these and see where that goes. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much if you watched the whole way through. And let me know if you've read any of these books, if you liked them. Don't tell me if you hated them, because that'll probably steer me away from reading them, and I really want to read these. If you want to join my book club, it's not super active right now just because I've been going through it, like I said. The link will be in the description. It's just a free Discord server, and you can find any social medias that I do use in the description, because I don't use Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!